Hello, fellow geeks. Welcome to another episode of TTRPGeeks. We are playing Black Void today, kind of playing Black Void. We're doing character creation. Look at Mitch's awesome shirt. We have played this game a couple of times, helped promote the Kickstarter last time, and there's a Kickstarter going on right now, Nebulous Skies. Is that right?
Under Nebulous Skies.
Under Nebulous Skies, which I'm personally really excited to play.
New character options.
Yeah. When speaking of character options, we are going to go over character creation today, because if you're walking into the game for the very first time, character creation might feel a little overwhelming, but we want to make it simple and easy and fun. And so we're making this video for anyone who needs that. I would like to introduce Mitch. He is that secret weapon in all TTRPGers' basement. If you need something, Mitch is there to help you out. He is from Penny for a Tale. He's from Black Void. He is from Encounter Roleplay. He's got so many amazing things, and we're lucky to have him tonight. Mitch, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. So I have provided everyone here, if they did not already, the core rule book. And so they already know, and people who are watching probably already know Black Void, and that it's kind of a Babylonian humanity, post-apocalyptic, out in space with voidfarers, eldritch horrors, and no small amount of oppression for humanity. Furthermore, we have these amazing dice. Mostly uses a D12. And if you want that in your soundtrack, let me know. I just need to talk to Christopher about that. So, but yeah, we are going to do character creation, and we have a nice group of different experiences and stuff like that. So, whether you're new at this, you're forever GMing and haven't even looked at the character creation, like me, in a long time. This should be very helpful for you. So starting on page 13, right after the introduction is the character creation process. It kind of goes through different steps, but one of the first biggest choice you have to make, especially as a GM, is what character points ranges are you going to choose. You have the slave, which is, you don't have a lot. It's kind of it's hard mode. All right, it's 2020 mode. If you want to play that, go ahead. It's tough.
Relatable
I love hard mode. I don't love 2020.
Yeah, 20 is too hard.
It's too hard.
2020 is its own difficulty. Right?
Yeah, it's man, you roll a D1, so good luck with that. But it dictates kind of how many trait points you have, and then how many points you have for talents, backgrounds, attributes, powers, and skills. So slave gives you a total of 24. Normally, we suggest novice, which gives you a total of 48, 24 in traits, and then 24 for everything else. If you just want to be a wait, can I curse? I forget.
Badass is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we're good.
Now that we've all made a big fuss about it.
We'll go a loose PG-13.
Yeah. If you want to be a bad butt individual, kicking those tushies out in space,
this is worse somehow.
Adepts will probably be better with 68 total points, 32 in traits, 36 in everything else. But we're gonna throw these people with novice, just kind of a good starter up, because I don't think they can handle the kick butt mode with this harshness.
Novice is 48, right?
Yeah, it is
okay.
24 in traits, and then 24 for pretty much everything else.
Great.
So now that we've kind of established how many points and stuff we have, we're gonna start talking about mankind and where everyone is at. So on page 15, as kind of something for people to reference throughout this whole thing, we have the character creation hard mechanic rules. As you go through the process, you can be how much does this cost? Just go back over here and then check out that little column to the right, and it'll tell you. It's super easy. At least for traits, everything is for a one-to-one purchasing. But we got to figure out where these people have come from. And you have two different choices. Sometimes the arbiter can decide based on the campaign.
Is that what the DM is called?
Yes, I am the arbiter.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm new to this game, so like these are new.
No, I love it. We will pay you handsomely for that reaction.
Good.
Just get that gift. You allow the players to do it. But I mean, it was really that third option, which I totally didn't say. I said there was two options, but I'm adding another one, and that one is just rolling the dice, a little bit of randomness to this world that you inhabit. But the three primary types of humans you can play are purebloods, who kind of, as it says, it's humans who have just been doing things with other humans and thus have made more humans. If you don't know what that means, ask your mom and dad or whoever else if you have an adult somewhere. For half-bloods, there has been some interbreeding with some of the other sentient species.
They've been free with their love.
Yes, it's very free. Like, it's a big lizard person. Come on over. Let's try something. So that's the half-bloods, right? They are so lovable. Sometimes they are shunned, and they're kind of like the little half elves, right? They're from both categories, from purebloods to void mark. They're in the middle, and people kind of have different perspectives of them. And then there's the void marks, who are truly like the extraordinary beings. If I can just imagine, like Watchmen, the naked guy. Who is he again?
You asked me and it flew out of my head.
Yeah. Bloom Naked Man is a good example.
I can ask Uncle Google.
Somebody in chat has got to know this, right? Like, I have to feel like somebody.
Yeah. Does. Who's a Bloom Naked Man?
Something universe?
Google search.
It is. This is Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan. There you go.
Manhattan.
There you go. Yeah. You are.
Yeah.
You are from a planet kind of ripe with the essence of the void, which is kind of the magic way in this world. And so you are truly different looking. You might even have like blue skin, glowing eyes. Maybe you have one too many fingers. It is completely up to you. It's kind of like the character, but you as a void marked, you are weird. And definitely very far from human. Mankind in general have these kind of remnants and enclaves and stuff like that. And so as you're looking through it, you have to figure out like where everyone is tied to in the communities that you want to be a part of here in Lynn, which is kind of the bigger human enclave. But enough about gilding all those lilies. We are going to... Well, I watch Knight's Tale and I love it. And I will always say that.
Nice.
Knight. So I think we're going to roll. Yeah, I know that was bad. Let's just roll it because I want to add some randomness to y'all's stuff. So this will kind of dictate what type of character you can make and where you're from. So if you have a D12 in hand, go ahead and roll it. And we will let you know what you got.
I nominate Chase to roll mine.
7 for me.
I got a 12.
4 for Tori.
I should have picked M to roll for me.
All right, well, we'll go with the lowest number, which is 4. So that was Tori. So you are in an enlightened world. A colony world. So an enlightened species has established minor settlements or outposts on these worlds, either to expand their territory or to exploit natural resources. So this kind of makes your character usually strong and resilient. And kind of on the right of this kind of chart, which you'll find on page 21, you'll see the benefits are stamina, willpower, and you get the talent, uncanny instinct. And we'll kind of talk about the stamina, willpower benefits when we start doing traits and stuff. But Chase, what'd you get again? You got 7. Oh man, so you're a core world, which is one of the other enlightened worlds. The hubs of enlightened civilizations. They interact with others and realities beyond the veil. Your characters tend to be cosmopolitan, so mental or social talent, worldly and subtle. And once again, you can find that on page 21. And I believe, Emily, you had to be special. You got 12.
Sorry.
So you got, it's a void world, and it is the deep world. Deep worlds are turbulent and chaotic by nature. Characters from the deep worlds are mystical and remarkable in their outlandish origin, making them creatures of both wonder and trepidation. So you are void marked. That's right there.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just update that right now.
Gotta be extra. Yeah, and so right after page 21, you'll kind of find in-depth descriptions of what all the world entails, and it kind of helps you fill out your background a little bit, which is super cool. I'm just going to scroll down to traits, because that's really important. We're going to start doing traits. If you remember, we have 24 trait points as a novice. It's a 1-for-1 cost, and your traits are agility, awareness, stamina, strength, intellect, persuasion, and presence, and willpower. Everything has to at least have one. And let me see if I can find any other restrictions.
Art in this game is super cool.
It is, yes.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, the Kickstarter, which is out right now, has a map that looks absolutely delicious, and it's really the whole reason for the Kickstarter. The book is just kind of a way to get people to fund the
Extra.
map.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
So when we do
there.
traits, do we put them in the outer circle or in the inner circle?
Ooh, yeah. So you're talking about the for those who are kind of like, what?
What are you talking about? Can we get the characters sheet up on the screen?
Stare awkwardly at you until it happens.
Seems fair. There she goes. Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. So any like traits and everything like that, you go ahead and just put it in that big major circle.
The major circle.
And we have
Okay.
24 points to split however we want.
Correct.
Do they have like a minimum or a maximum?
Minimum of 1.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum of 5?
Let's see. Yeah, no more than 5 points can be allocated. And that's on page 15.
So I can't do 24 intellect and be incredible.
Yes. Just be a god, and everything else you're like, eh.
Can't even move.
So as you guys are kind of doing that, why don't you kind of explain your thought process? What type of what do you want to be when you grow up? Your
I have an
character,
idea,
that is.
Mitch.
What's up?
Would you maybe give us a Spark Notes version of the traits and kind of
Yeah,
what they mean?
definitely. That's awesome. Thank you, Tori. So for agility, is general coordination, balance, and motor skills. Effects like precision movement, including attempts to walk on a tightrope. I think this happened in a one-shot I did with Red Moon Roleplay, and I think it was successful. But sleight of hand, evade an incoming object, attack a foe, and so on. So all these different things kind of are within the trait that is agility. Awareness is the next one. It's the sensory system of your character: touch, taste, sight, hearing, and smell, and probably a few other things that voids can do. It indicates an instinctive understanding based on sensitivity rather than logical reasoning. This instinctive sense is good for trackers, hunters, voidfarers who kind of go out into the stars and navigate the void. The third one is stamina, state of health and endurance, as well as resilience in disease, poison, and toxins. Usually if you have huge stamina, the amounts of strain that you can endure before your body kind of gives out is a lot. So if you just want to take punishment, stamina's there for you. And this is a pretty tough and severe game, so having some stamina will be really good unless you're just really looking forward to the next character. Strength is the next trait there. It's your raw brawn and muscle of your character. Does anyone here on the stream have muscles? There we go. There we go.
Not me.
I don't know.
They're covered by my cardigan. I didn't want to flex because I like this sweater, so I didn't want it to stretch out. So.
The cardigan is a muscle. But strength is used for lifting, pushing, sprinting, punching, and breaking things. Laborers, mercenaries, and gladiators are some of the things that you'll need a high strength for. And speaking of gladiators and gladiatorial combat and such, we will be doing sometime in December a gladiator bout of everyone making characters, and whoever wins this tournament will get to be immortalized in future books as the tournament gladiatorial champion in canon. You now roll it. Whatever character you made, description, we're going to put art in the book and stuff.
There.
I have to make the best character now.
Yes, so make the best character.
You had me a gladiator.
Yeah. Just need to figure out
Chase.
how we can get the gambling part in. Intellect is next up. Higher aptitude for logic and reasoning, languages, as well as other learned abilities and memory. It's a key trait for like sages, scholars, characters dealing with culture, lore, rhetoric, trade, politics, and other fields requiring knowledge and intellectual capabilities. So cosmopolitans will enjoy the use of intellect, just so you know, like the local culture, where's the best place to eat. All these things are important for the intellectual character. Persuasion is next on there. It's your character's ability to convince, coerce, or cunningly influence others by knowingly appealing to their hopes, desires, and needs through calculated argument and social subtlety. This is the best sentence concerning persuasion I've ever read. But it is the fundamental component of the art of emotive convincing, shrewd, sly schemers. If you are the type of person who doesn't want to really get involved in a gladiatorial combat, you instead want to talk your way to the heights of riches and somehow just make your way into the book just by being super persuasive. That is another avenue that I, of course, will take with bribes, of course, of cash.
Oh.
So, yeah. We like to be fair. But charlatans, merchants, and adjudicators all gain from like a high persuasion roll. And then second to last is presence, which denotes your look. So like, while persuasion is really your ability to kind of convince someone, presence is like, dang, like you look amazing. So it's your general like charisma and social situations. For humans and other cosmic species, presence is a capacity to grab attention of others and to inspire admiration and respect. For other beings, the kind of total pole of hierarchy, it also represents an otherworldliness. So while Chase's character might look like a simple person, a simple human, but could be very attractive, Emily's character, if she puts points in presence, would look like a god. So difference in presences, right?
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. And then finally, willpower. It determines your character's mental fortitude, resolve, and resistance to influence from those who may attempt to manipulate them.
Hey, can we say a quick shout out hype to Encounter Roleplay, because they are rating with a
oh my god, are they here now?
Very much. They are here.
Ah! Oh man, now I gotta like fix my tie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
pull it
looks better
together,
now.
Mitch.
They're here.
Fluff the hair. There you go. There you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, see,
Gorgeous.
low presence, high presence. Low.
I understand the attribute now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It is clear. Everyone knows it. Hi, Encounter Roleplay. Welcome. We are doing character creation here for the Black Void game to kind of introduce people to the whole process. We kind of rolled for where everyone is at. Emily's an otherworldly goddess. The other two are kind of enlightened, so they hang out with a different eldritch being species. But I guess they're not eldritch goddesses. But
Yet.
yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Yet. Oh, Wombo, you can have some of my hair. So yeah, willpower is usually very important to mystics and voidfarers, which is kind of like the magic system, which is more so like psychicness, or whether you just how you kind of manipulate the world around you through shenanigans. So on that same page, on like page 29 at the end there, it kind of tells you what it looks like for every person based on a trait score from 0 to 12, with 0 being the strength of a rat, 12 being the presence of Anunnaki.
I think you said that right.
Yeah, it's canon. So yeah, divine. So where are you guys at in your traits?
I've got them. Oh, do you want us to just tell what our traits are?
Yeah, I'm
right.
curious the type of characters you guys have made.
So my vision for my character was that they were going to be like all like brawn and stuff, and like basically low on the mental scores. So I maxed out like the agility and the strength.
Ooh.
And then everything else is kind of trash. So I got a 1 in my intellect, 2 in persuasion, 3 in willpower, just like real bad at all that stuff, where everything that's physical is really high.
Excellent. So
polar opposite.
Yeah, as an example, a trait score of 1 is the intellect of a child.
Yeah, that seems appropriate.
You're like the god of war from Hades.
Well, I was like, well, if I'm going to be Dr. Universe or whatever, I need to be ripped.
That's how you get that 6-pack. They really should have done the trait score by amount of 6 like packs you have on your stomach.
I would have stopped at 4, but I was like, nah, I gotta go max.
2 is just doughy.
Doughy.
Yeah. All right, Chase, what do you got? You went the opposite.
I went 5 on the intellect, 1 on the strength, and 3 on everything else. Big brain, not muscles.
Yeah.
Using the important muscle.
You were stronger than a rat, though, so that's really cool.
That is good.
Mm-hmm.
That's winning. You're winning.
Winning. Tori, I am curious. We have these two extremes. Where do you fall on this?
Yeah, so I think I kind of went the like street rat route. I'm from a colony world, so that seemed like probably the kind of environment I grew up in. So I'm high on agility and persuasion, so I can either talk my way out of situations or escape them. And my lowest is presence, though, because I really don't look like much.
Look at what like a diverse party we made accidentally.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this.
Does this say something about our personalities?
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know. How we work together as a trio.
We make an amazing team. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's exactly what that says.
Balanced.
With the 6-packs. I love it. So after we're pretty much done with traits and everything. Everything looks like you guys did a great job. It should be great.
You said great enough times to make me think that somehow we didn't do a great job.
No. If I had to guess, I feel like Tori, your character would survive the longest, and
ooh,
yeah,
okay, all right.
We'll see about that, Tori.
We're gonna clip that, and keep that, log that away.
So the next part is really easy, and this is where you get to have the most customization between like talents, esoteric attributes in general, backgrounds, powers, and skills and such. You have that other the other 24 points to spread out, so you get to figure out where you want to kind of focus in and the type of character you want to be. In terms of like talents, they have things like acute sense, high pain threshold, and stuff like that. The most important thing is any trait with a score of at least 3 allows a talent. So while Emily's character has the thought process of a child, she cannot take like quick learner because that trait is at 1. But since she has abs for days, she can take unyielding or strong legs because she never skipped leg day. So yeah.
You gotta hit leg day, guys.
You got to. It's
You got
Mondays.
Mitch, where do we write down our talents?
Yeah, you just kind of put them in that giant circle right there. They're kind of you can look at them as kind of very important aspects of your character. Like there's a reason why your character is 3 or above. You're kind of special in that area. The second highest, so right next to where your traits and stuff would go.
I'm lost. Help me. Let's look at the character sheet.
It's up. It's up.
Excellent.
So do they go
So
in not in skills? We've got background, attributes, powers.
Yeah, so in those circular orbs that kind of circle in the center there, the first big circle has all the experience points. You can put all your stuff in there. Intellect, agility, and all that stuff. That has your trait scores.
So we
and you
put it
can-
like next to it, like right
yeah.
there. All right, I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's kind of it's like your special thing, right? It's the thing that kind of makes you stand out. You could be beautiful, a charmer in terms of presence. You could be collected for willpower, composed. These are things people kind of can easily recognize about you after kind of knowing you for a little bit. So it helps kind of set your character apart. So even if like myself and Chase's character are both highly intellectual, he could be like have the focus talent. So, that kind of speaks to the type of character he is. He's on it. He can sit at his computer and not drink coffee or go on like YouTube. He is just 9 to 5. He's on it. While my character could be like a quick learner, a quick thinker. So I am on YouTube. I am goofing off sometimes because I'm not that focused. But when someone brings a project over, at least I could have a quick turnaround. I'm sure there are like in-game examples I could have thought of, but it's really just YouTube.
This was
in my
relatable
mind.
content. It's
Yes.
okay.
So we get a talent in every score that we have at least a 3 in. Is that what I'm-
No, you have to spend your points.
Yeah. So since you've already spent your points and traits and everything,
Mhm.
the fact that you have a 3 in it gives you the ability to add a talent there.
Okay.
We suggest probably like 1 or 2 just so that you can kind of have that feel of what your character is. But remember, you have that 24 points. It goes into everything after this. So if there's some other things later on that you really want, it'd be good to kind of look forward and then also look backward to kind of have a better perspective of what type of character you want to be. You can also take flaws too, which are for those who have like 1. That also give you some experience, and flaws are just fun, but they will mess you up.
You may also have a free talent from your world, your home world.
Yes, those things we talked about earlier, I think on page 24. You grab those and just kind of throw it on there.
Yeah, you can find those in the home world table.
So a talent is 3 points. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, you have to have 3 points in the trait.
Oh,
And
okay.
how many points does it cost to purchase a talent?
Talents are 3 points, yeah.
And that's from our attribute scores or from the second pool of 24?
That is from your second pool. So the first one are your traits, because attributes are different things in this game. They'll come around in a little bit. But yeah, traits and then attributes.
Okay. Cool.
And you can also take a flaw up to 3 during character creation. So you can get those 3 points to use during this process by throwing a flaw in there.
Sweet.
Like I'm just harping on Emily this whole time, and
That's
I'm
fine.
really
It's because
sorry
we're closest. It's
we
okay.
are, yeah. So like a good flaw for intellect for Emily is like distracted, gullible.
Huh?
There you go.
Huh?
Or for Chase's character, like cramps, frail, weak grip. And Tori, we got to do you too. What's like your lowest score? Presence.
It's presence.
Yeah. So bad reputation. Hideous, repulsive habits. Yeah.
I am gonna take gullible. That seems right.
A gullible god. That will work out in everyone's favor.
The flaw system is super cool. I like the mild, moderate, and severe tiers. That's cool.
Okay. I think I'm ready for the next spot.
Excellent. So after we are done with kind of the talents and flaws and stuff like that, you can also look at backgrounds. So these are people that you can influence and such, and you will find that on page 40. It also has the list of point costs right to the right of it. So you have allies, educated, local, residents, void mark, cast, follower, mentor, resources, contacts, half-blood, reputation, and status. All
Right.
these things that can help you kind of further distinguish your character. And while you guys are looking at that, I'll just kind of go through each and every one with a small descriptor. Where he has great ideas. So allies, you can use it from 2 to 6 points, but it means your character has one or more allies able to provide information, resources, contacts, or other support for your character. They could be family, friends, frenemies, whatever it is you kind of want to have. But this is a great way for your GM to know how to kind of bring in more fun to your character. Even during a mission, they can throw in, you can call upon this ally to help you, and then your allies will, after this, why don't you help me out with this thing a little bit later on? So it's a good way to kind of work with your GM about kind of just expanding the world, because the more the world feels alive and vibrant, the happier everyone will be. We like vibrant and healthy things. So like a 2-pointer is an ally with minor influence and power. A 4-pointer is 2 lowly allies or 1 of moderate power and authority. And 6 points is like 1 ally of substantial power and influence, or like 2 moderate allies. So yeah, think upon that, because some of these are really important. Caste is your social hierarchy of the eternal city, which is divided into classes determined by not only by your species and birth, but also your wealth and power. So it is divided up from low, common, and high castes. The higher caste you are, the more wealth, the more power, the more influence. So this is really important for like your social characters, or you can be like that buff baby who is also like a high caste. Whatever you want to be, like the stories.
That's what I did.
I knew it. Each ab is a thing of gold.
So
Yes.
so these point costs for background share the same point as the traits, right?
Same points as the second half of the point distribution.
Okay.
So at the beginning, the 24 and 24 is divided up just for traits that we did earlier. And that section is not closed off, but kind of those 24 are restricted to those traits. The next 24 is for everything else, which kind of distinguishes your character. So
Gotcha.
the same pool you're getting from your talents is also your background pool.
Okay.
But
That's
all
pretty
characters, Go ahead.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Darn right it is. You're pretty cool.
Oh,
It makes it for a really balanced character, and sometimes people really like different parts of character creation, right? Like, oh, I really like this bit, so they can dump their points there if they want.
Yeah, like
if
like backgrounds isn't your thing, you can just be like, I'm not doing this. I'll be castless. I'll be without like social power. I'll just live out on the street because I'm swole.
Points for days.
Yeah, points for days. So yeah, you start off as castless, and then you can from like kind of 1 to 6, you get to dictate like where you want to be. Like Kalbi are 0 points, which is a castless with no place or status, and then it goes all the way up to 6, which is a moiety, which are mainly artisans, tradesmen, and merchants. They're the common castes in Umani are common castes in Len. This caste enjoys privileges, and you can move freely around on any of the upper districts. So if you're castless and you're rolling around on the upper districts, we're going to tell you to get out. All right.
Cool.
Contacts are the next one. It's an established network of information instead of like one individual person. So that's really important. You can go up from like 2 to 6 points, 6 being a significant network of people to call upon. Educated is really interesting. It is a 2-pointer, and it allows you to have conversations with the learned individuals. You know the manners. You are somewhat versed in academic arts, such as philosophy, languages, and history. It gains a +1 to reactions when encountering high caste, educated, or scholarly people. So that might be a good one for Chase, or like maybe he's an uneducated individual and doesn't choose that. He's just smart, you know?
Oh, I'm so educated.
So educated. Follower is next up at a 6-pointer. You have someone who finds you super amazing and wants to follow you all around. So maybe that person owes you like a blood debt. Whatever you want to do, that is something that you should definitely speak with your arbiter about in order to create that follower NPC. You can purchase this multiple times for many followers. If you want like a church dedicated to your 6-pack abs, totally up to you.
I didn't do that, but now I feel like I should have.
Yeah, you should have. I'm not
Sorry.
judging, but I'm judging.
I'm a disappointment to everyone watching.
I decided
No.
to dump 6 points into contacts.
Ooh,
So I can
nice.
be a very well connected street rat.
I like it. And then you have half-blood, which are the offspring of mixed parentages. So that's something you can grab, which kind of opens up a couple of other stuff later on. Locale gives you familiarity with different geographic settings. Mentor lets you have someone who will kind of be your protector and helper. So if you're new at Black Void and just want like the GM to help you out throughout the whole process, that's always a good thing to do. Residence means you get to possess a house as, you know, someone living during this time. That always speaks to me because owning a house just sounds cool. What does that even mean? That sounds amazing. Reputation, we all know what that is. Everyone's rep is important. 2 to 6 points. Resources let you start off with more money. So there's a lot of new equipment from the new book, like a punch dagger, which is just cool. So it allows you to purchase these cool things. Punch dagger.
Punch dagger.
And then
Okay.
statuses, right? They kind of go along with caste. It allows you level of authority within a guild group or faction in Len. There are a bunch of different factions. And then you have Void Marked, right? Which is, you're not human. Your skin is blue. You glow sometimes. You have a question.
I have a question. Since I rolled the world to be void marked, do I still have to spend points to be void marked?
So let's go back to your home world,
'Kay.
Which is 12. So your benefits is Void Marked. You get it.
I just get it for freezies.
Mhm.
Cool. All right, that was my question.
Do we have to take a background, or can we opt to not take a background?
Yeah, you can not take a
Okay.
background. You can find other things more important to your character, like the talents or the attributes, which is the next step. So attributes are physical qualities found in non-human species. There are general attributes, which are exclusively physical or sensory attributes. That can be found in cosmic species, while their esoteric attributes are extraordinary abilities and aspects. If you are a normal person, this is probably a spot that you can't really take from. a lot of these kind of need you to be either void marked or I believe half-bloods can have some of these. But for the most part, these stuff opens up a lot of special things for the characters who have been intermingling with other species.
Oh, there's so many awesome ones for the esoteric.
I feel like I need a transformative skin. I thought that said twin at first, but I'm still
a
in.
transformative twin.
I'm still in for skin.
Love it.
I just see that reincarnation is on the list, and I'm like, maybe I'm so dumb because I keep forgetting everything every time I reincarnate.
Yeah, so half-bloods can acquire attributes, while void marks can acquire esoteric attributes and regular attributes. So these are the things that you would, like if you're in the background, if you're looking backwards and you're like, I would like to be a half-blood, let me do that. You can do that and grab those amazing attributes.
I gotta take regeneration. Gotta keep these abs tip top. Tip top.
I am so torn on how to spend my points because
that's good.
Too cool.
It's how it's supposed to be. You have
I
to
know,
have
right?
many cool options. Then you make many characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Like-
fight them in the gladiator ring.
In the gladiator, I want your intellectual character to be in the gladiatorial fight. That
you
would just...
better know I'm going to represent in that ring for Big Brain.
You're like, what's up? Let's bring out the chessboard. Let's do this. Well, yeah, for people watching, like they have quick healer, stinger, tough hide, wings are some of the cool attributes. You have large fur, feathers, anything you want to be. Like these humans have been intermingling with other species for some time, and like so there's some cool things you can just kind of throw into your character. So yeah, esoteric ones are the esoteric and demonic species for the most part. Void mark characters are the only ones who can have these, but they're pretty cool. They usually have something to do with almost like a psychic ability. So you have demonic aspect, demonic whispers, reincarnation. What?
I might need to take multiple faces or heads.
What? Where is that? Where are you looking at that?
I'm looking at the esoteric.
Can somebody tell me this has always confused me. What's the difference between like daemonic and demonic?
Oh, like oh man.
Because I seem to get different descriptions from different systems. So maybe it's just like an interpretive thing, but
I think it's just interpretive.
Yeah,
It's
I
whatever
think
the creator envisioned.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think demonic kind of speaks to a more Western perspective, while a daemonic it feels more Eastern, because I know a lot of stories in the Middle East would talk about kind of demonic things, but it wouldn't be conveyed in the same context as like demons in the Western world.
I like
Okay.
Wombat's answer. The letter
Oh.
A.
The letter A. This is very true.
Gosh
You're
darn
way
it,
overthinking
Wombat.
it, Mitch.
I know, right? There you go. There's the intellectual wisdom.
It's been really nice having you, Mitch, but we're gonna have Wombat Fuzz on instead. So
That's
if you could
fair.
just exit the Zoom
That's
meeting.
fair. I will
He's getting down to the
just-
really important concepts.
Yeah, I'll just kind of throw myself out a window.
Yeah. Okay, but after this stage, how many more stages do we have to spend points? Because I'm down to 7, and I
Yeah.
don't know if I really want multiple heads or faces.
I
You definitely do.
But yeah. So powers are next, and this is something like especially for Chase's character who might want something to do during combat that's not just
That's
hey
what I've been holding out
do
for.
better. And there are 3 different types. There's blood rituals, which kind of sound as they are. You are someone who kind of has these eldritch old rituals that perform different functions. So they have blood letting, which is kind of intellectual. Sacrificial divination, which is based on intellectual awareness, and then of course blood rites with the points kind of right next to it. For people following along, that is on page 52. And then there's mysticism, which is kind of like tapping into the void or your own psychic powers. And they have different spheres of kind of influence between matter, life, forces, mind, and void. You have known phenomenon, which are kind of like your signature, the powers that just kind of come from you. And then your signature phenomenon, which kind of gives you a boost using these powers. So it's really kind of what type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be more of your mystical like clerics? Because religion is a very important aspect with gods running around everywhere. Maybe Emily's character, yeah, there's a a pedestal with her abs out there, and people do bloodletting to increase their own ab strength during the day.
Yes, more.
Swole up. And then you have mysticism, and these people are born with these extraordinary powers of the mind. They are done by sheer will. You speak it, and thus it is so. So it's really kind of like depending on what type of character you want to be. If you even want to dive into kind of the mystical natures of Black Void.
I'm skipping this part. I gotta save myself for skills.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? I need the twin heads.
I need the twin heads.
Powers.
That's good because I'm
yeah.
skipping to skills like M.
You guys go on there. I'll be
You be the magic guy.
Be our smart little person. I've decided my person's name is a Turkneck, ending with a Q both times. Just a Q. Turkneck, and one head is Turk hyphen other head neck.
Beautiful.
I love it. What do your two heads look like? Do they talk to each other? Are they in a long distance relationship? What's going on?
Oh no, they take turns talking. They are aware of each other, but try not to reference each other because people seem to be confused. They get confused by it. So like one will be talking and the other one will be just like looking around, being gullible. They'll sometimes argue if someone tells a story. I don't know if that's true. I think it's true. I don't know if that's true. I think it's probably true. And then they'll agree that it's probably true and go along with it because they're gullible.
I love this. If you ever play this character, I want a green screen with a pre-recorded Emily head on your shoulder. And I want you just like that one, just like looking around and like reading a book every now and then.
Glasses on, glasses off. Yeah.
Katie, make it so. Yes.
While he's picking powers, do you want to talk to us about
Oh, you guys can
skills?
like, I'm good. I just took a whole bunch.
So he's like all the powers.
Yeah.
So these are the things that you have learned throughout the whole process. They go from like no ranking untrained, which is without any rank. The character is completely unfamiliar with the skill whatsoever. So like mysticism and stuff like that for you guys would just be like no. A ranking of 0 is kind of like a dabbler. With a modifier of 0, vaguely familiar with the fundamentals. And it goes all the way up to 12, which is a legend. And the description is, there can only be one. Just one, all right? And I wish there was abs in this.
It's Turk or Knack, so only one's going to survive.
Is there like any limit to like what a skill can start at?
Yeah, during character creation, it cannot be greater than 3.
Okay. And it's just point for point.
Let me double check on that. I believe it is.
Yes, I was reading.
There you
It
go.
costs a point to get it to 0, or to be trained in it with a rank of 0, and then it costs a point for each rank above that. So if I wanted to have acrobatics, my acrobatics to +3, which is what I'm doing, by the way, it would cost me 4 points.
And so that's the limit. So
Oh.
ranking 3 is the highest you can go.
Yeah, during character creation. And like so we're working on having a Roll20 integration, like with the character sheet and the book and everything like that. And when that comes in, a lot of this stuff will just kind of, character creation will be smooth because you just get to input the data and you'll see the points and everything being taken off, which will make it so much cooler.
That's going to be sweet.
Oh, yeah. So while they're kind of looking at this stuff, I will just go over every skill because I know that's why you're here. You're like, Mitchell, what are these skills? What does acrobats mean? About to tell you. Acrobatics is the art of movement involving difficult feats of balance and nimbleness. As acrobatics, I don't think I should go further into that. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Acrobat. Anatomy, which is like acrobatics is based on agility, strength, stamina, strength. These type of things are usually associated with the skill. Anatomy is awareness and intellect. So it's the understanding of how bodies function. They have two main foci. One is treating injuries, alleviating and curing diseases, setting bones. The other is using the knowledge for rudimentary or detrimental purposes, noting how various substances affect the body. You poison makers, we're looking at you. You have animal handling, which goes along with awareness, intellect, presence, to name a few, ability to herd, handle, and otherwise control animals. So if you're really interested in some of these weird, like, creatures that are just going through the void, this is your character. You get to like ride them, control them, send a bunch of eldritch rats into someone's hovel and just sit back and listen to the screams. Or you could just be like riding a chariot with some weird void marked horses. Whatever you want. Athletics, kind of self-explanatory, but allows you to swim, climb, and throw. Any extraordinarily physical exertion. So that'll be a good one for Emily's character. Commerce is the ability to trade, appraise, buy, and sell goods. Cryptography deals with the understanding and sometimes practical use of covert communications. So this might be a good one for like Chase's character or Tori's character, especially Tori's with that big network, kind of being able to talk to each other with coded messages, maybe like with fire signals, flags, however else they want. It's totally within their purview to do. Inquiry involves investigation through asking questions, doing research. So that'd probably be a good one for Chase's character. Expression is the art of using oratory abilities to make an impression on someone.
Thank you.
Like
I was
that.
hoping for that.
Yes. I'm always here to embarrass myself on live TV.
No such thing.
Herbalism is the knowledge of herbs, fungi, and other plants with nutritional, aphrodisiacal, hallucinogenic, remedial, or detrimental properties. You know,
Fun.
the type of, yeah, this is a fun skill.
That's a fun
Have at it. Intimidation. Emily, you got the 6-pack abs. Where's that intimidation face?
Oh yeah, I only had 3 points left. I put 2 of those into intimidation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intrigue is the clandestine and sometimes illicit social interactions between persons. Languages, I mean, there you have different beings on Len, and so you're going to have different people from different worlds. So learning and understanding, or if you're visiting another place, knowing the languages will be pretty important. Larceny is a theft and robbery of everyday happenings in Len. Lore common is basic knowledge about a chosen subject, a culture, species, or world. Lore occult, which would be good for Chase's character because he took all the powers, is the external expanse of the void and the horrors within it. What grotesque rituals are performed by screaming priestesses to appease the mad apparitions of their mindless masters. That is the badass lore occult skill.
Yes. I will be apprentice.
Which one did you choose? Did you which power, like which main, I guess, mystical path did you choose? Did you choose the bloodletting sacrifice, or are you more so like mind magic?
I'm more so the mind magic with the mysticism.
I would have thought you would be sacrificing stuff. That's my bad. Lore Scholastic grants insight into academic traditions, method, and knowledge. So this would be another good one for Chase's use. Study extensive and have a deep understanding of the intricacies and historical significances of their chosen subject. Navigation allows you to read a map and look around to know landmarks and stuff like that, which is really important, especially when you're diving into some of the other worlds or the different enclaves. Observation is much like perception, scrutinizing, examination of your surroundings. Performance, it's what we're doing right now, the ability to perform in front of people, to puppeteer them in the ways that benefits us. Almost like a mental control over the masses through our performance.
Should have ranked higher in that IRL.
Rituals, those who would dare offend the ancestors with a poorly performed sacrifice are going to get stomped by those deities. So if you're a character who wants to do those ritualistic magics, you better have this right, because gods will come down and be like, I don't like that. Don't do that again.
Huh. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Socialize is being competent in social situations when you can't throw around a scimitar. Stealth, the ability to move undetected. Streetwise entails having knowledge and shrewd resourcefulness needed to survive in the rush streets. So that'd be good for Tori's character. Subterfuge, the ability to lie. Survival, I shouldn't say the ability to survive, but it's understanding nature, flora, fauna, and weather phenomena in the area. Trade skills give you kind of a craft or a trade that you can do, whether it's carpeting, carpentering, not carpeting. Carpeting is a whole nother trade, which is probably just as cool.
I heard it and then it entered my brain. And there are carpeting people in here.
there should be. Someone put skills in that. It's like in
there are rug.
Yeah.
100%.
And the only difference between a rug weaver and a carpenter is basically how much of the room are you filling. If it's the whole room with the rug,
installation.
Yeah, you've made a carpet, right? If you fill the whole room with a rug,
That's
it's
right.
a carpet.
That's it. I'm throwing out my character. I'm starting again.
There
I'm
you
building
go.
someone with a carpeting business.
It's like, yes.
That's how we met. I was trying to get you to furnish my carpet my place, and then I didn't actually have a place, and you were confused and I was confused, and then we were best friends. Yeah,
and that's what started the business. And really this whole campaign is about a small business trying to thrive through the economic struggles of
2020.
Yeah, so financial systems are out of whack. People are talking about loans, the market, property values. Welcome to Black Void Financial Carpeting Campaign. Yep. I'm really selling this game.
I think it's amazing.
You have all these different combat skills too, which are pretty self-explanatory. It's basically what type of combat you want to focus in. Dual wielding is always fun for me. Flexible weapons, because I think the whip is an amazing weapon that should just be in every combat. I remember Castlevania, that was amazing. And then defense as well. So all these different things you get to do, which also goes into kind of the specializations, which gives you kind of certain benefits, but you have to have at least 3 in the combat in the skill ranking. So accuracy needs a combat skill ranking of 3, and all that information is on page 61.
Mitch,
What up?
I have a problem.
What's your problem?
I spent all of my points already,
Yeah.
and now I'm at combat skills. I'm like, but I have to be combat. Have you seen my abs?
You get points back for taking a flaw.
I already
Yeah.
did that.
Oh, okay.
You better drop some stuff, but not your other face. That has to stay.
Other face
other-
has to stay.
Yeah, the
Yes.
other face has to stay.
All right, I guess I'll
Um,
get rid of regeneration. I got scars now on these abs.
Or like you could be someone who's maybe not very much trained in combat, but you just use your overwhelming ab power to win the day. Like if I stab you, your abs, and you just heal it, I'm not gonna continue to fight you. Those abs are magical, and I don't want to be a part of it.
I'm like, excuse me, I regenerate. You can keep
Yeah.
hitting me, but I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly.
And then they're
like-
just scared and they leave.
Yeah, that's why you don't have combat training. No one has ever stayed around to like try to slay you.
Maybe I'll just get rid of my intimidation because I don't know how to be scary because I just exist. I'll get 2 points back and I'll spend that on combat skills.
Perfect.
There's no sense in scaring people if you just kill them instead.
Exactly. Dead people don't need to be afraid because
Death
they're in
is
the
scary.
next life.
But what is that Jane says in Firefly? Pain is scary.
Ooh. Pachow. And what you got, Tori? Did you pick up any combat skills other than like carpeting?
I'm running into a similar problem as Em. I'm trying to decide if I want to drop anything. I dumped a lot of points in my skills, because I'm thinking this character is someone who tries to get out of situations instead of facing them head on. So if I did pick up any combat skills, I think it would be defensive, like dodge or
That would be a good one.
other things.
Yeah.
Just take all the powers. I ended up going Gnostic with like the void spheres because the spheres
Ooh.
are super cool.
Yes, there's so many cool things to do with that too. And then pretty much after your powers and skills, you're just completing your character, which is like super easy. First you do your health, which is if you're a medium, it's your strength times 6, and then plus a d12.
How do you know if you're medium or large?
So there's that esoteric trait
Right.
the attributes kind of can make you bigger.
Okay.
So everyone starts off at like medium. Sanity score is your will power times 6 plus that d12. And these are all found starting on page 64. Yeah. So all of these are kind of the final bits of stuff that really just goes into like specifying the type of character you finally come out with. So other than kind of your health and your sanity and your movement, which are derived stats that they starts on page 62, and it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a good like little charts there to help you kind of navigate that whole thing, especially for your defense value. You also have Enlightenment and the other one, which is Wastau. A character's enlightenment describes her intuitive understanding of the greater cosmos, void, and the veil. This starts off at 0 and only can be increased via campaigns. And the other one, in the Eternal City, everything is about whom you know. Being well connected goes beyond caste and social status. So having Wasta means that the character is well known and respected by a specific entity or within a particular grouping. So all these are kind of things you can improve upon with your GM through a campaign. And then after that, it's just kind of working with your appearance. You have all these cool like personalities and amazing tables that will help you kind of flesh out your character a little bit more. Personality, mannerisms, occupation, origin, name, and what have you. And they even have like personality archetypes, which kind of help specify even further. So I think if you guys are ready, let's introduce your characters. Unless you guys need a couple more seconds to kind of flesh out the last bits.
I think I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
I'm
I'm
almost
just-
ready, so you guys can start going.
You start us.
I need
off,
a
Tori.
name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Tori, I think you're the leader anyway, so.
Oh.
Everyone's like, whoa, we didn't know.
Okay, I've been nominated. and appointed, I think, all in the same sentence. All right, so my character's name is Perry. She was raised on a colony world, so not exactly in the cushiest of environments, but still being exposed to kind of the larger universe, I suppose. Lots of different species and things coming and going. She grew up, I don't know, I think I'm just going typical like orphan on the streets type deal here.
There are a lot of orphans for
Yeah.
humanity.
She is a half-blood too, so she just was kind of bred and abandoned, and she grew up on the streets. She is very quick, both with her body and with her mouth. She's a fast talker. And like I have mentioned before, she prefers to extract herself from situations as the tension mounts rather than meeting challenges head on. So she's always looking for a way around things. Let's see. She has a significant network of contacts in wherever we are. And
we'll say Lynn for this.
Okay. She has a significant network in Lynn. However, she is lower caste, and I took the floss social stigma. So I don't know exactly what her social group is, but she is not really of a group that is very reputable.
Yeah.
And she has a tail. And
I was about to ask, like, what was your like half-blood?
I took half-blood because I saw tail, and I wanted a tail to help with my acrobatics. So
what does this tail look like?
I think it's mostly monkey looking. I think it's just kind of a long monkey looking tail.
Like a lemur?
Yeah.
Mitch, we're on the same page.
I know, right? Get out of my head.
So that's her only trait though that would like betray her bloodlines. Otherwise she looks pretty normal as a human, and so like I said, she's very acrobatic. She's good at stealing things and being sneaky and knowing the streets. That's Perry.
Does she ever hide her tail, or does she just keep it out for the most part?
I think usually she just keeps it out, but she's already looked down on, so I don't think it would really matter one way or another. However, I think she probably tucks her tail if she needs to like disguise herself or anything like that. So.
Excellent. Just bring your tail up to your mouth, and it's like I have a mustache now.
Oh yeah. I was gonna take. I ended up taking social stigma. I was thinking about taking the one that's like a horrible habit or whatever, and I was like, maybe I'm like a like chronic like nail biter, or like I have a fidget or something like that, or maybe I bring my tail up in front of my face. I don't know.
It just like his tail was bushy. Is that her face, or no? It's not. Okay, cool.
All right, that's Perry.
Woo! All right.
I'll
Emily,
go. Okay.
Go.
So, my character is Turknak. Turknak is strong. Turknak has two heads. One is Turk, one is Knack. If you say my name, Turknak, first Turk will look and then Knack will look. I'm quite strong and agile, and I am a high caste, born into a wealthy family from a void world, which, let me see if I can actually find what that was called again. What was it, the deep world?
Yeah. Yep, deep world number 12.
Which means that I am void marked. My skin is a deep, deep purple, and I'm speckled all over with light blue flecks, as if someone took a paintbrush and at me. My eyes are compound like a spider or a fly's, and I've got a bony crest across my head. And
both heads?
Yeah, both heads.
Okay.
Yeah, they're identical. And then oddly shaped limbs. I rolled for this if you can't tell.
I disappeared into my green screen suddenly. I don't know what happened.
I thought you
I
just
have literally
really didn't like-
changed nothing.
I thought you just like really didn't like my character. I was like, okay, that's fine.
Just disappeared.
I'm gone.
Turkneck is good with dual wielding blunt weapons, and has 2 heads, as I said. Regenerates these fantastic abs, and is a little okay at athletics, throwing things, hitting things, stuff like that, but not good at talking, at understanding, or any of those smart things.
Does that go
I'm picking
for-
up the relationship here. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm friends with you because you can do all the things that I hate doing and can't do.
Yeah.
And then I can do all the things that you can't do.
And plus, I'm gullible, so I'm very easy to manipulate.
That's true.
Yeah.
Harry would definitely take advantage of that.
I also am enlightened, so
Yes,
how that
yes.
works. That's her. That's Turkneck, purple, blue, speckled in all of her glory.
Is there a dominant
Abs.
head or?
They don't like to talk about that.
Oh,
That's-
okay. That's my
That is a
bad.
rude question. But Turk does do most of the talking, while Knack does most of the vacant staring.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. Chase, go ahead.
Yeah, so my character is Rajael Forfax. He has been a bright, well-studied child his whole life. He grew up with like some of the best teaching facilities they had available. A lot of it's kind of generic. I don't know a whole lot about like the lore yet, but the kind of story I have for him is once he was like in his later years of education, he was walking home with his mother, and he saw his mother murdered in front of him by a void marked individual using some void powers, and they just spared him. He had no idea why it happened. The person just left him afterwards, and so he kind of started becoming obsessed with that and studying the void and mysticism to try to see if he could recreate what the person had done. And then he kind of accidentally tapped into these dark powers, but as he did, it kind of started sapping his strength. The more he learned how to use them, the more like weak and frail he became, but he became obsessed with it, so he just kept pushing it and pushing it. And so now he's traveling around trying to find this person, trying to figure out about why it happened, and mastering the void as he goes along his adventures.
You're Void Batman.
Hey, yeah,
Oh
With
my
no
gosh.
muscles. With no muscles.
with no muscles.
Oh man.
Careful, that edge is sharp.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, definitely we had a correction. So yeah, you can have Enlightenment and Wasta at character creation. If you're on the Void Mark planets, some of the backgrounds do give Enlightened, and as well for Wasta, you can kind of find some different ways to get that. So make sure to check that. Obviously, Emily's character with her 2 heads is Enlightened, special. But yeah, I think we are ready to have this amazing campaign. We have Void Man. We have I don't know what we were talking about for your nickname, Emily. Your characters,
Turkneck.
just Turkneck.
Abs.
Turkneck for short.
We have Void
And
Man,
Turkneck.
abs, and Space Aladdin.
There you
Space
go.
Aladdin. Lovely.
So who wants to see this campaign go? Yeah. I'm excited.
We could very well cycle back through Black Void on a future episode of TTRPGeeks.
Please do.
Geeks.
This looks really fun to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
do
this
it.
is my kind of system.
Yeah, and that's character creation. Obviously, like down below, please post your comments, if your questions, if you have any. Obviously, on the Discord, we always talk and chat about character creation and stuff like that. It's super easy, super quick to go through, but there's lots of different things you can be, especially with a new book, which has so many cool other options, which always makes me happy because I love options. Go
Is
ahead.
there a Black Void Discord?
There is a Black Void Discord.
Do you want to drop a
I will
invite
drop
in the chat?
I will drop the link. Come and hang with us.
While you do that, do you want to promote Frost Geeks that are starting on Monday, Tori?
Sure. Yeah. So anyone who loves some good old-fashioned D&D 5th edition, we are going to be starting up an Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign starting on Monday evening at 7:30 Mountain Time. So if you guys want to jump in on that, Monday is the perfect time because it's our first episode. And
We've
that
never
will...
done D&D before.
I know. For all of the TTRPGs we've run on this show, we have yet to do D&D. So we are changing that starting Monday.
It was blanked out.
You want to send that to one of us, Mitch? We have actually, I just remember we have links disabled because we've been
Wait, why am I not an admin here? What's happening?
Now it just looks like all the Black Void people are cursing or something on in our chat.
We'll get that in.
Yes, we will.
There, I sent it to Emily. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Now we're gonna find out.
Responsibility.
Let's find out if I'm an admin.
Yeah.
So.
I think I should be an admin. Where
You're not. Hey,
give it to me. Give it to me.
You're all laughing at me when I want to be admin. What is this?
Give it to
I'll
me.
make you an admin.
I am on. Okay, here we go. Nobody panic.
No,
well,
You
panic
got this.
if this doesn't work because I'm on level 1 geek. There it goes.
Okay.
There we go. Click
We did
on
it.
It'd be like these
That
are
is the Black Void
characters.
Discord. So
Yeah.
That was
check that out
hilarious.
if you guys want to join and ask all your character creation questions there. Are
Yeah.
we ready to wrap? I think. Em?
I think we're ready to
we
wrap.
are. Yeah, just when you go into Discord, make sure to let people know what characters were made today. I think people need to know what happened.
Okay.
Here
Sounds
today.
fun.
Yes, indeed. Hey, thanks for running that, Mitch. This is very
Oh,
cool.
dude. Thank you guys were so chill and cool, and I love the characters you guys made.
Thank you. Thank you. I also love the characters we made.
Do you have information on that gladiator in the Discord? Because like I'm for real gonna be there.
Oh,
That's
it is
awesome.
happening. I just got to set a date, and I'm working on the
Okay.
gladiatorial assets and sound effects. So it's really just me communicating different like and e, so that we can have those
Yeah.
up and ready. Because
Well,
I need
you
those.
keep me in touch for that because
Yeah,
I gotta throw down.
I want to see your intellectual gladiator guy.
What better way to avenge your mother than in the ring?
Exactly.
Very good.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to support our channel, please follow or subscribe on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those good things. You can also show your support by purchasing dice and accessories from one of our affiliate partners. After all, if you're going to help us, you might as well get some fancy math rocks out of it. You'll find those links as well as our Patreon in the discount section below or description for YouTube if that's where you're watching. If you are already doing one or all those things, thanks a ton. Your support means the world to us, helps us make all this amazing content. Now go take a long rest, drink plenty of water, and we'll catch you all next time. And don't forget to go check out the Kickstarter.
Yes,
Thanks
it's
so
very
much.
cool.
Bye.
Bye, guys.